We're sorry. You have reached a number that has been disconnected or is no longer in service.
Here we go. Yes, welcome to another episode of Smile with Shea. This is episode 34. Can you believe it? Oh my gosh, like I'm actually doing it. We're on the road to 100. We're going to get there. The road to 100. Yes, 34 minus whatever equals 100, but we're going to get there. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Believe in me. Believe in me. I believe in you. I'm going to keep doing the sounds. It's not going to end. One day I'm just going to do a sound episode where just like, pew, pew, pew. But anyways, I have a lot to talk about. But before we get into it, you know what I'm going to say. Before we get into it, I want to remind you to please subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe. If you're only listening, you're like, what is she talking about? Subscribe to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and wherever else you find this podcast if you're listening to it. If you don't have a phone, if you don't have a computer to watch on YouTube. But if you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe. Because we gotta say to the algorithm, you know what, Shay? You need to be here. You need to be here online. We need to know when you're gonna drop another episode of this podcast or whatever. I post random videos. I do Smile with Shay. I'm gonna do Eat with Shay. I'm gonna do Walk and Talk and whatever with Shay. Okay. I drink a lot of coffee. All right, and I think it's too much because it's early. Okay, it's early and I'm on coffee. I'm on my schmoffy. And it's okay. We're going to get there. It's a little late, but I want to talk about the Super Bowl. So I posted this last episode on Monday, and I already had recorded it and everything. So I was editing it all day on Sunday, and I didn't have time to add the Super Bowl information because if I did, I wouldn't have been able to put the episode out on Monday. So I want to talk about the Super Bowl. First of all, football, it takes a long time. Football takes a long time, okay? Why is it so long? I get it. Baseball's long, basketball's long, but football is like 1 minute. You're like, okay, there's only 1 minute to go. I could go get some more wings or something. No, 1 minute is like an hour. It's an hour. Why is it so long? Why is this? I don't even know how long is in a quarter. Is that what you even call it? I have no idea. Last year was my first time really getting into football, and I really didn't get into it because you have to subscribe to this, subscribe to that. I was doing bootleg. I was doing all kind of stuff to watch these games, and I got overwhelmed. I said, I can't do it. I'm at a max capacity. I can't do it. I can't find it. I don't have cable. I'm not rich. So I couldn't find the channels. It was hard. I was doing free trials here and then they charged me. I think it was the Super Bowl last year. I tried to do a free trial. Then it didn't work. Then I paid for something. And they ended up charging me and I couldn't. Apple's smart because I couldn't get my money back. They said, no, you watch the Super Bowl. And I didn't watch it on there. They owe me $29.99. That's how much I paid for it. And did I care who was in the Super Bowl? I don't even remember who was in the Super Bowl last year. I know it was the Kansas City Chiefs and somebody else. But it's a lot. Football is a lot. The game was so long, I forgot why I was there. I was watching because I was waiting for Kendrick Lamar. And right before they go, and the halftime show, Apple presents the halftime show with Kendrick Lamar coming up. I go, oh yeah, I forgot. I was here for that. I forgot. I was like, I'm not just here to drink soda and eat chicken wings. I'm here for a show. And apparently there was a Kanye West commercial in there somewhere, and I'm glad I missed it. Okay, I don't want to talk too much about it because the man needs help. Okay, the man needs help. I'm looking at my notes on my computer. He needs help. If you know about it, or if how about this? If you don't know about it, Google it, because I'm not going to go into too much detail. But apparently, Kanye West put out an ad where he's at like the dentist or something, and um, he's like, I spent all my money on this commercial. Once again, I'm filming on the iPhone. It's like, were you filming on it before? Because I don't remember that. I'm not even the biggest Kanye fan at this point because all the shenanigans are like, is the music up here or down here? Like, the music sucks now, okay? So he made a commercial where he's at the dentist and he's like, just go to Yeezy.com. Okay. Now, when people clicked on this website, there was some crazy stuff on the website. Okay, that's all you need to know. Google it, okay? He's losing his mind. I don't know what's going on with him, but he's losing his mind. But back to the positive stuff. So, Kendrick Lamar. Everybody's talking about it. Everybody's got these interpretations. I'm not going to break down the show, but I want to tell you that I loved it. Okay, a lot of people were like, what? I asked my mom, like, did you like it? She goes, that's not my cup of tea. But I haven't asked her since that night. I asked her that night, how was it? She goes, I didn't understand what he was saying. And it's like, you either like Kendrick or you don't. My mom's a different story because she's older. But a lot of people know the hits, which are really not hits. You know what I mean? Or they know the deep cuts. And I know the deep cuts. I know the weird songs, the melodical songs, the jazzy songs. And I think he did a great job. A lot of people are like, how come he didn't play All Right and this and that? People don't remember that he played in the Super Bowl a few years ago. He was in the one with Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Eminem, 50 Cent. And he played All Right and he played a few other songs. He had a small part in it, but it was very impactful. And it's like, if it's his big shot, he's going to do it how he wants to do it. So he did it as a game. The stage was like a game controller. And he said it's the great American game, right? And it started off with Samuel L. Jackson. Now, when I saw him, I go, whoa. In my head, I was like not really watching it because I was so hyped up for it. I was like, wait, Samuel L. Jackson. I go, okay, he's dressed up. And I go, oh, Uncle Sam. Okay, Uncle Sam. Okay, that, he said, this is your Uncle Sam. And you're like, okay, Sam, his name is Sam. No, you're like, oh, Uncle Sam. Kendrick already has you thinking. He already has me thinking. I'm like, I'm eating wings. I got ranch all over my face. I have, I'm stuffing my belly with bad food, chips and whatnot, chips and salsa. And now you're making me think. A lot of people didn't like that. A lot of people were like, Uncle Sam was supposed to be white. And I'm like, what? Now, when you look it up, first of all, I know that Uncle Sam is not a real person. Uncle Sam is not a real person. Uncle Sam's the person that's like, hello, knock, knock. You owe me money for your taxes, right? But if you look it up on Wikipedia, it says Uncle Sam, with the same initials as United States, U.S., pretty much, is a common national personification of the United States, depicting the federal government of the country as a whole. Since the early 19th century, Uncle Sam has been a popular symbol of the U.S. government and American culture and a manifestation of patriotic emotion. Uncle Sam has also developed notoriety for his appearance in the military or in military propaganda, popularized by a 1917 World War I recruiting poster by James Montgomery Flagg. It says, I want you for the U.S. Army, nearest recruiting station. And it's him like, I want you. So Uncle Sam, it's like the people that got mad that Ariel was black. It's like Little Mermaid is a fish. It's a fictional, not a fish, but she's a mermaid. It's a fictional thing. It's not real. Little Mermaid is not real. So does it really matter? You can have Snow White, Snow Black, whatever. I work with this girl. She said she was a theater kid, right? And I had finally seen Wicked like recently, and I was like, "Hey, did you see Wicked?" She goes, "I'm such a theater kid. I saw the play. I did this. I did that. I'm such a big fan." And she's like, "But I didn't watch it." And I go, "Why?" I go, "I thought like people like you were waiting for this. I thought this was your jam." And she's like, "Well, I think it seems like they just sing the songs differently." And I'm like, "You mean because the girl's black?" These are like witches, right? They're not real. Does it matter? Like, what do you mean they sang the songs differently? From what I heard, the songs sounded the same. Annoying. The songs are annoying. Now the movies was okay, but it's like they're witches. So does it matter if they're black, green, blue, gray? People take this stuff so seriously, but people were complaining like, they're like, Uncle Sam was it's supposed to be white. But anyways, and there's a lot of videos of people showing like their Republican parents or their old parents not getting it. And then of course he played Not Like Us. There was a whole thing with Drake and all that, the beef. And I thought it was good. You could watch it for the deeper meaning. A lot of people, they're like, I just didn't get it. And there's a whole bunch of layers to it. A lot of people are talking about Kendrick's pants though. So people didn't understand it, but what they understood was the fashion of it all. That's what they took out of it. They're like, I don't care if there's a deep meaning. I want to pay attention to his flared pants or bell-bottom pants. People don't know if it's flared or bell-bottoms. That's the thing. But according to the New York Post, they wrote. There's a bunch of articles about this, by the way. It says New Yorkers are rushing to buy Kendrick Lamar's $1,200 Super Bowl flare jeans, or just to try them on in Celine stores. I guess that's the brand of the jeans, Celine. It says faddish fashionistas all have one goal. Oh, wow. I got to add in the middle of this. Faddish fashion. Sister Susie sitting on a thistle. It says faddish fashionistas all have one goal: to score a pair of the $1,200 flared Celine jeans. Bougie style buffs of the Big Apple are highlighting. Wow, I cannot read. Or hightailing it to Celine in Soho, a security guarded shop, hoping to get their hands on the virally popular pants. Some serious spenders are digging into their wallets to buy, while wannabes just want to get in the dressing room to give the jeans a try. However, sources close to the store tell the Post that they're completely sold out of the flared finery. I can't read. My eyes, I'm getting old. It says which rapper Kendrick Lamar, 37, must have by wearing a pair for the Super Bowl halftime show on Sunday. Now, that's gross. So people just want to go try on the jeans. Imagine you trying on. You're like, this smells like ass. This smells like a pepperoni pizza. It's in New York. You get the joke. It's in New York.
I'm in danger.
It's in New York, so I can make that joke. That's one thing. I'm gay, and I've always been gay, right? But I've never liked bootcut jeans. I just never liked them. I never liked bootcut jeans. My mom used to always buy me bootcut jeans, and this is before skinny jeans came out. So I'm just like, I'm stuck with these. I'm stuck with these horrible pants. A lot of the kids now look like hacky sackers. Do you remember hacky sack? A lot of the kids wear the long, wide pants, and I'll never do it because I was a little chunkier when I was younger. I was on the chunky side. So I'm like, anything bigger than my ankles, I'm not going to do it. I used to hate bootcut jeans. When they came out with skinny jeans, I was happy. And I know you're thinking, how could you wear skinny jeans and you're big? There was a way. It wasn't so skinny, but it was like, it hugged the ankle. A lot of people think big people have cankles. That's like fat ankles. And I don't have cankles. I never did. I have skinny ankles. So I hated bootcut jeans. I tried to be a hacky sacker once and I couldn't do it because of the pants. I remember I asked my mom, I said, "Can I buy a hacky sack ball?" She's like, "What is that?" And I was like, just give me the $3 and I'll figure it out. And I bought it. And I remember hacky sack, you used to have to stand in a circle and just kick a ball around. It was usually the burnouts. Those are like the druggy kids. They were like the burnouts of the school, and they would wear these long jeans and like maybe like a studded belt, and they were wide, and they would just kick the ball around. I remember I was like, "Hey, you guys, I got a ball," and they're like, "Okay, cool." And then I would just stand there with my hands in my pants and in my pocket, and I would kick the ball around, and they're like, "Yeah, stop playing around." They're like, did you get the jeans yet?" And I go, no, I'm gonna get it tomorrow. And I think I lasted 3 days in the hacky sack club because I couldn't afford the pants. I didn't want the pants. And I'm a little rusty. This podcast is just for my own practice, and it's like you're either here or you're somewhere else, and it's okay. I got a lot of sounds. Let's see what I have. Okay, I had that on the last episode. I had that one too. It's just gonna be a lot of confusion, okay, and it's fine. It's fine. Some guy. I don't know who it was. They're like, lay off the sounds, but good luck with your show. And I'm like, I'm not gonna lay off the sounds. I might be annoying, but it's okay. So yeah, Kendrick. The Super Bowl happened, and I feel like he won the battle. Like it wasn't even about the battle at this point. But then Drake in Australia came out. He's like angry. He came out during his show recently with a bullet hole shirt, a bullet hole filled shirt. And it's like, Drake, you know what? First of all, you've never been shot. Kendrick's never been shot. Kendrick never said he's a gangster. And he's pissed because everybody's calling him the P word. Everybody's calling him that. And who knows, Drake is known to date younger women or pursue younger women. Okay, but everybody said the A minor line at the Super Bowl. Even the people that were like, what is this? They're like, A minor. They knew it. They're like, I think I heard about this. A minor. they knew it. So that's embarrassing. Imagine you go to Thanksgiving and you're Drake. You're just like, yeah. You're like, can you pass the turkey, man? I don't know how to do a Canadian accent. They're like, he's like, can you pass the turkey? And they're like, A minor. They're like, do you want the young one or? Just kidding. But yeah, he came out with a bullet hole shirt filled with smoke. So that was a little odd. He's so Canadian. I like Drake. I never said I never liked Drake. I bought his albums before. Drake's first few albums are good. And then he took a turn. I don't even know what album he took a turn at, but he started releasing too many songs. He's got too many songs. He has too many songs. He has like 75 songs on one album, 23 songs on another. Then he went with 21 Savage, who I don't really care for. It's too much. Then he's got all these singles, and he's trying to sound like he's Jamaican. Then he's this, and he's that. It's like Kendrick says something in one of the battles. I think he said like, I miss the Drake that made me dance or something like that. I can't remember the line, but it's like, I don't know, Drake. I feel bad for him. But anyways, it's funny. But I like the Super Bowl. And if you didn't get it, I suggest that you go really try to see what the meaning of it meant. Because it did have a meaning. Now, I want to talk about this DEI stuff. I'm just going to sigh because it's a lot going on, okay? If you don't know what DEI means, it means diversity, not diversity. It means diversity. No, it means diversity, equity, and inclusion. And you go, what does that mean? Well, according to Wikipedia, this is a reading episode. This is a reading episode. It says, in the United States, diversity, equity, and inclusion are organizational frameworks that seek to promote the fair treatment and full participation of all people, particularly groups who have historically been underrepresented or subject to discrimination based on identity and disability. The three notions are diversity, equity, and inclusion. Together, they represent three closely linked values which organizations seek to institutionalize through DEI frameworks. So, let me skip on. Okay. Diversity refers to the preference of a variety within the organizational workplace and characteristics such as gender, ethnicity, sexual orientation, disability, age, culture, class, veteran status, or religion. Okay. Equity refers to concepts of fairness and justice. I feel like the kid when like you don't want to read and they're like, Shea, you're like looking down. They're like, Shea, it's time to read. You go, today, like that's how I feel reading on this. But, and a lot of people think that DEI is like for black people. They think it's only for black people, and it's not. It says, I asked AI or Google. Now, every time you go to Google, it has an AI overview, and it's like, I just want the real answer. I don't know what AI came up with, but I sound like an old person. I don't want the robots working for me. I just want to know the answer. But the answer came up with, I asked Google who benefits most from DEI, and the AI overview says white women have been the biggest beneficiaries of diversity, equity, and inclusion programs, though these programs benefit many groups of people. And a lot of people are upset because it's like a lot of stores are first of all, DT, you know what I'm talking about. DT said for the federal workers, he's doing an executive order to get rid of it, okay? But these other companies, they don't work for the government. A lot of companies are done with it. They don't want to do it anymore. So here's the story. Well, messed that up. I gotta be on my P's and Q's. Messed that up. Okay, here's the story.
I'm national correspondent Kayla Gaskins in Washington. The DEI rollbacks continue with more companies doing away with diversity, equity, and inclusion requirements.
Goldman Sachs now no longer requiring companies they take public to have diverse board members.
One of whom must be a woman. A spokesperson saying the decision was the result of legal developments related to board diversity requirements.
Slashing a policy implemented in 2020.
But I'm like, do they really go by that? Because I'm like, maybe I'm a DEI hire because there's like one black person where I work. Am I a DEI hire? You know what I mean? Like, how do you even know if it's like really legitimate? They could go to anybody and say, you're a DEI hire. And you're like, I'm just Jan from accounting. Am I really a DEI hire? I don't know.
He also announcing changes this week to its DEI approach, shifting the diversity and inclusion performance metric for employees to focus more on business outcomes. PBS shutting down their DEI office Monday to comply with a Trump executive order ending DEI in federally supported organizations.
The company's director of DEI and senior vice president of DEI are leaving the company. The network CEO said PBS will remain a welcoming place, in their words, for everyone.
Since returning to the White House, Trump made rolling back DEI in the federal government a top priority.
We want the most competent people. We don't care what race they are.
Private companies following suit.
Sure.
Google, Amazon, McDonald's.
Says the man that's not qualified for the job.
Dozens of companies rolling back.
Okay, so now this is what I wanted to tell you guys. So they show a map. Okay, I've spoken to my mom about this because Target is a big one, right? Target is like, I'm not doing it anymore. And that sucks because I go to Target all the time. And it's like, what side of history are you going to be on, you know? What side of history? I love Target, though. I get everything from Target. So they say, here are a few of the companies that said, I'm not doing DEI anymore, right? It's Meta, which is Instagram, WhatsApp, Facebook, and other apps. And then it's Intel Computers, Comcast, Chipotle, Pepsi, Google, Amazon, Harley Davidson, Walmart, PayPal, I think that's GE, Jack Daniels, Lowe's, Amtrak, Coors, Target, Walmart. I think I said McDonald's already. And I think John Deere. Those are just a few. And it's like Donald Trump didn't tell them to do that, first of all. And it sucks because I was talking to my mom about it. She's like, just get the black products at Target because, you know, you're not supposed to shop at Target, but just go in and get the black products and leave. Because I get a lot of hair products from there. You know, I could go on the websites, but they have stuff that you could get today. You know, you don't have to wait for the shipping. Then I live in an apartment. Maybe I might not get my package or whatever. It's just convenient, right? And I'm like, Mom, we kind of went back and forth. I'm like, Mom, yeah, you say this, but also everybody's racist. I can't eat Chick-fil-A. They don't like gay people. The chicken's good, though. They don't like gay people. Then In-N-Out, if you look, they have the scriptures. They don't like gay people either. And then these people are racist, too. It's like, it's a lose-lose. This is Amtrak right here. You can't get on the train. I can't get on the train because I'm taking a stand. It's crazy. Amazon. McDonald's. Coors Light. You can't. You're sitting there drinking a Coors Light during the Super Bowl. You don't realize you're participating in racism, and it's crazy. Everybody, all these companies. It's like Nike. You wear Nikes, and then they have slave labor. It's like everybody's corrupt. Unfortunately, everybody is. So I'm like, I don't know what to do. I'm like fiending to go to Target. It's sad. I'm programmed in my mind. And I think these people stopped the DEI stuff because it was getting to be too much. They were doing too much. They didn't understand the assignment, as the kids say. They didn't understand it. I remember, I think it was last year, I was trying to do a Target order. That's my favorite thing to do, right? I was trying to do a Target order around Christmas time. I was trying to get some stuff for my desk at work, like some Christmas stuff. And I remember seeing a Santa Claus in a wheelchair. And I made a video about it, and I'm just like, I guess it's part of DEI. I get it. It's not. People need to be included, right? But I'm just thinking, Santa Claus in a wheelchair is a little odd, right? It's a little odd. What other sounds do I have? I'm out of sounds.
It's Brittany, bitch.
That was the wrong one. It's like Santa Claus in a wheelchair is odd because you think, okay, yeah, anybody could be anything. You're in a wheelchair for whatever reason. But Santa Claus is like, imagine Santa Claus is not a real thing, right? It's not a real person. But imagine you're a child and you see that and you go, Mommy, if Santa's in a wheelchair, how is he going to get to our chimney? And you go, no, he's going to bring his friends. And then you think, he's going to bring Rudolph. He's going to bring Mrs. Claus. He's going to bring all the elves. Then they're going to drop him in the chimney. He's going to make a bunch of sounds. By that time, your kid wakes up to go, wait, this is Santa and a whole crew. Santa's supposed to get in and get out. That's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. Santa can't get in and get out if he's in a wheelchair. And it's not saying that he can't be anything he wants to be in life. It's just like, how is he going to get in there and get out? What if it's a 7-floor apartment building? 7-floor apartment building. What if it's a 7-floor apartment building? Santa can't get in. They got to roll them to the door. So I think they did a little too much with these companies. They were doing the pride campaigns, and it's like they're selling like oil at Jiffy Lube, like gay oil, pride oil, LGBTQ oil. They didn't know what they were really doing. I don't know if these people that were the heads of these DEI programs were actually a part of the community, because some of the stuff I even looked at, I was just like, okay, that's a lot. A lot of people got mad at Target. They had a whole pride section, and I actually didn't see it because I tried to go in one day and they had already scrapped it, because people were like protesting. They're like, this is not my Target. This ain't my Target. I don't want my baby to look at that and turn gay by looking at some gay rainbows. They got intimidated by it. And I guess they also had, it says Target launches Black disabled Santa and a trans nutcracker Christmas ornament. It's just, I don't know if that was true about the nutcracker. I mean, that's what I'm saying. They missed the mark. I don't think these companies understood what they should have really been doing, which is just include people. You could have just had just one pride t-shirt or something. They went too far with all of this. But it's wild because a lot of people are against DEI, but at my job, we have something called a management training program, right? And it's supposed to be for anybody. I could apply, you could apply, anybody could apply if they've been there for at least a year, right? And so there's people that have been applying. I think only like 5 people get it a year, right? And there was somebody that I heard of that was there for like 6 years, 7 years. They're a lead, but they just can't quite become a supervisor or whatever. It's like all about, kissing ass and whatever. And this guy comes in, he's somebody's son. He's never had a job before. He's straight out of college, right? He didn't go to college for what I work for, right? He went to college for something else, right? So he's there for 3 months. 3 months. It's his first job. He's never worked at IHOP. He's never worked at McDonald's. He never worked at Raising Cane's or anything. He applies for the management trainee program, and he's accepted. Now, when you're accepted, you get to go to the corporate office. You train there, and you basically train in every department for like a month or two. So you become a quote unquote expert. So if they ever need a supervisor or a manager, you just become a supervisor or a manager. You kind of learn a little bit about everything, right? You become well-rounded, but you really don't know the job. You know what I mean? You don't have the skills to really navigate through the whole thing. Now it's a year and a half later. This kid who's somebody's son, and he is Caucasian, he became a supervisor last week. He became a supervisor, so that's nepotism. So don't tell me that, hey, now we're going to just start doing things equally. You're not. Things aren't equal. And it's not about racism or crying or whatever people say it is, but it's like the reality is a lot of people want men in these roles. A lot of people want white men in these roles. And a lot of people just don't want diversity really in the companies. I only worked at one place where it was like a few black people. And it's like, I don't know why that was, but it might have just been because the people knew each other. But I've never worked in a diverse setting. Where I work is usually these type of people or these type of people and it's never like a bunch of black people or a bunch of Asians or whatever. It's like it's never like a well-rounded equal amount of people, or there's a lot of women, or there's a lot of men, or you know what I mean? So it's like, don't lie to me, because I know it's not true. This DEI stuff is not you kind of need it, but then the people that are taking advantage of it, there's people that are getting paid so much money to come up with these ideas, and they're wild, wacky ideas like Santa in a wheelchair, and you miss the mark. You miss the mark of what it's actually supposed to represent. It's supposed to just represent that everybody has a chance. And yes, people in wheelchairs have chances, but Santa Claus in a wheelchair is just crazy, right? Doesn't make sense. So, anyways, that's my rant for the week. I just think it's wild. We need to like, I don't know. I think it's a lot of people are upset because they feel like they're not going to be seen or heard, and I get it. But it's like, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. Like, I think it's a good thing to have it, obviously. And these companies, it's just like, how can we escape it? Target. I mean, I really like, I need toilet paper. I need shampoo. I need, where am I supposed to get my toothpaste? You know what I mean? Like, everybody's corrupt. Everybody's racist. Everybody doesn't care. So it sucks. It's like, where are we going to get this stuff at? But anyways, yeah, I just think that things are changing so rapidly, and we need to keep, I'm trying to say the right thing. I feel like people need to wake up, because everything's not equal. And if they're trying to say it's equal, look at DT. He's not qualified for the job. So don't say you're trying to make people qualified, because you're not. And then these companies too, like a lot of people are mad at Disney, because it's like, Disney, they used to have Pride days and this day and that day, like showing diversity. And it's like, don't be fake about it. Like, if you really care for people, care about them, but don't say that you care and then say, actually, because the president said don't do it, I'm not going to do it. Now, that's not right. Now I got to stop watching Disney movies. Like, what is it? I'm going to just sit in the forest somewhere and just look around, I guess, because everybody's fake and phony. But anyways, it's disappointing. I don't know. I hope we'll get back to whatever life was before any of this. But I mean, I guess it's good to have people show their true colors, I guess. I don't know. Anyways, I'm rambling, but I'm going to try something now, because I used to end my podcast like this.
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frog gay.
That's not what I meant to push.
Do you understand that?
That's not what I meant to push. Oh my gosh, I gotta get my sounds right. Oh my gosh. Wow, I really need to practice this. Oh my gosh. We made it through another episode. I used to do like a sketch in between, and then I would put that, but I'm still working on my format. But before we end this episode, I swear, I didn't mean to put Alex Jones. I guess I just had it locked and loaded. But anyways, I want to talk about the quote of the week. Every week I do a quote of the week, and this week's quote of the week is by none other than Maya Angelou. It says, if you're always trying to be normal, you will never know how amazing you could be. And it's true. I think we should be odd sometimes. It's okay to be weird. It's okay to be different. A lot of people are talking about Kendrick Lamar in this Super Bowl. They don't get it. It's not the norm. It's not the, bright lights and shining stars. It's not, but it's cool. And look at Prince. Prince did an amazing Super Bowl performance, but it was odd too. There's a lot of people that are odd, and it's okay. It's okay to be different. It's okay. We're going to be all right somehow. I want to remind you guys to like, subscribe, share, and comment. And this is a little bit of a rocky episode. I'm still testing things out. I'm still testing the waters, but I want to remind you guys to be good to people. This is a really wild time. People are not nice right now. People are all wild. People are crazy. People are being negative, but let's just bring the positivity back to life because we can. Life is positive. Life is good. Let's be good to each other. I want to thank you again for smiling with Shea. And I'll talk to you again soon. I'll talk to you very soon. Thank you for supporting. And yeah, the next episode will be better. I'm still testing. All right, I'm testing this out. But anyways, I'll talk to you guys. Thank you for smiling with Shea. Later.